We've heard about certain gigantic animals that existed way back in time. It's hard to believe that some of them even existed. How did huge gigantic creatures and various fairy tale-like animals disappear without a trace? Did they vanish into thin air? Well, the answer is no. We humans live on this planet for an extremely short span of time to have a visual documentation of all the animals. Their numbers are unfathomable, yet humans have tried their best to get as much information as possible. Where do you read about these amazing animals that walked on this planet ages ago? Is it in the encyclopedias? Yes, as children, we did look up an encyclopedia on animal species. But hold on. How did the scientists manage to find out about these animals we know about? They cannot be seen, nor are they photographed or recorded. Hold on a moment. Photographed? Well, yes, they may have been, but in a very unconventional manner. This isn't a typical photograph, but the initial ways of printing could have been used with nature. What was the initial method of print? Woodblock impressions, that's right. Something like that worked in nature. Have you ever left the imprints of your foot on a freshly cemented road? Every single time you pass by, you see your footprints embedded until the new road is made. On the same lines, when animals die, they decay and form a part of the soil's components. But sometimes, they find themselves lodged into hot mud or inside the bark of a tree. Some of them also get lodged into the plant resin or amber as we commonly call it. Do you know another manner in which dead animals are preserved? After the flesh has decayed, the skeleton is immediately filled up with sediments or other minerals. At times, some are placed on a substratum, and in time, the substratum takes the shape of the skeleton and becomes a mold. What are these remains called? They are like photographs or samples of the ancient flora and fauna. Some in the form of imprints, while some left behind as carved onto rocks buried deep under the earth. They are called fossils, which in Latin mean obtained by digging. And rightly, we do have to dig deep under the surface to find these priceless objects. It's as if the earth records every age as it appears and passes away. But how can we derive information from these preserved traces? Isn't it impossible to deduce the ages when they lived and other information? With science, nothing is impossible. We can obtain superficial information from the placement of these fossils under the surface of the earth. When we dig up the earth, the fossils found very close to the surface of the earth are quite recent. These organisms may have lived in the very near past. But as we go deeper, those fossils buried deep down are records of ages and ages ago. This method is called as a relative estimation. A correct estimation would be to analyze the different isotopes levels in these fossils. If we compare those levels with the levels existing today, we can calculate the time period of the existence of these species. There are many methods to calculate these ratios. If you are curious to know more, you should surely look up an archaeological manual. You will find all the information in there. So in this manner, scientists have been able to create a picture of the Earth spanning the different ages. This is the very method that helps us trace evolution and the subtle changes which makes us what we are now. In our next video, we will help you understand how humans themselves can control the process of evolution to some extent by way of artificial selection.